All right, greetings, YouTube. Beautiful mind here. We have another question from College Algebra. This comes from our text. It comes from section 1.4, question 97 out of the back of that, at the end of the section. The question says, a quadratic equation, ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0, has 4 plus square root of 19 and 4 minus root 19 as solutions. Find the values of b and c if the value of a is 1. Use the zero factor property in reverse. Okay. So the zero factor property says that when we have two things that multiply to give us 0, either the first thing equals 0 or the second thing equals 0. So here they gave us the solutions, right? So we imagine that we start with the answer. So if x equals 4 plus or minus the square root of 19, that means when we were solving this, we got that x minus 4 plus root 19 times x plus 4 plus root 19 equals 0. All right? This is just working backwards. So then we're just trying to find the original equation. So the technique we use here, we're going to use the associative property of addition. So we're going to regroup these in a certain kind of way. So we're going to regroup them in the following way. If we distribute the negative here, then we'll get x minus 4 minus root 19 times if I factor out a negative, give me a second. Plus. Now I'm drawing a blank. Give me a moment. I might have to start this over. Oh, okay, I found it. I see what I did wrong. Okay. So this one isn't written properly. This one's supposed to be like this, and this is supposed to be a minus. There we go. Let me do the changes in a different color or something like this. So it's always x minus. That was supposed to be a plus. This is supposed to be a minus. Now, when we distribute the negative, we're going to distribute this negative. There it is. So we get x minus 4, and then we're going to group that like that. We're going to say plus root 19. There we go. I think I'm moving too fast. I don't know. Okay, so it's kind of strange. This is kind of a sidebar. I've been practicing veganism, so I've not really been doing animal products at all. And then all of a sudden, all this mucus comes out of nowhere. I was like, why do I have so much mucus? This is like out of nowhere. So I just kind of glanced at what I ate, and I'm looking at these Pringle chips, and it says contains milk. I was like, oh my goodness, I'm just eating these chips. Like, it ain't not thinking anything. And I'm like, why do I have all this mucus? Come to find out that the chips had milk in it. I was like, wow, that's so crazy. So I just had to keep that in mind, if I probably won't get these chips ever again, but yeah. Anyway, that was a sidebar. So I got to check my labels. Anyway, so now what we want to do, what we're going to do is the following. Notice that both of these have this common binomial, right? So we're going to look at that as just one thing. So what we're going to do is FOIL. So in FOIL, first, outer, inner, last. So then the first times the first is going to be that thing squared. So we're going to have this x minus 4 quantity squared. And then the outer is going to be plus root 19 times this x minus 4. That's a 4. X minus 4. And then the inner is going to be the same thing except a minus. Okay. And then the last time the last is going to be root 19 squared. So the negative root 19 quantity squared equals 0. So this is canceled by that. I think this cancels this, right? Those are the same thing with opposite signs, so they add up to 0. And then we FOIL the first one. The first one's gonna, if we FOIL that out, that's gonna be x squared minus 8x plus 16. And then that last term is minus 19 equals 0. Now we combine like terms. X squared minus 8x. What is that? Minus 3 equals 0. So it looks like a... Oh, other thing that I actually left off, and I'll go ahead and do this color. When we did the initial, usually there's an a there, but we're told that a equals 1, right? So the leading coefficient was a 1, so we're fine there. So we were given that a was 1. It looks like the b should be negative 8, and c should be negative 3. Okay, so these were the two that we were asked to solve for. Okay. And so on that note, we will end the session here, and from one beautiful mind to another, enjoy the rest of your weekend.